how quickly you ditch a plan just to survive. I always have great intentions of getting my kids out the door in time, or eating a certain food, or going to a certain activity, and then something happens and you just ditch the plan, and then sometimes it ends up being really fun. But I've always been a planner, and I had to really adjust when I had kids to learn that the plan is not always the best route to go.
Has been how two children with the same parents raised in the same household can be so different from each other.
It has been how much I worry about her. I'm constantly worrying about, is she going to be cold? Is she going to be able to open her lunchbox at school by herself? Is she making enough friends? Is she going to fall down and I'm not going to be there? I worry about every little thing.
It was surprising to me how much my life revolves around everything about them. All day long, all my decisions, all the decisions they're making. It's a big
I don't
job.
know why. I don't even think I had necessarily an idea of what it would be like. I thought it was just like people have kids and it turns out okay. So, I mean, I just never, I don't think anybody really can fully grasp how hard it is being a mom.
How much I love my children. I knew I would love them when they were born, but nobody told me the enormity of that love. I had no idea that having a child would mean that a piece of my heart would be walking outside of my body for the rest of my life.
I feel like I learn something every day as I say sorry to my little ones, and I try to reflect on what I could have done better. And I guess I thought before I had kids that I had all the answers, and now I realize that I will never ever judge another mother, and we're all just trying to do it the best that we possibly can. And that's been one of the most surprising things to me about motherhood, is how humbling it actually is.
And how incredibly slow some days seem to go, yet the years just fly by. All of a sudden, I don't have babies anymore, and I have no idea how that happened. But in the moment, in the days that feel hard, gosh, sometimes they feel long.
Motherhood is no sleep. Period. That's it.
Discipline. With 3 kids, every personality is different, and what works on one kid doesn't always work on the other. And then as soon as you get an expert in one area of discipline, something else starts creeping up and you have to address that. I feel like I'm just constantly going around disciplining kids and trying to figure out the best way to discipline that specific personality. It's really been a struggle for me.
Simple. The most challenging thing for me in motherhood, with the 3 little boys that I have, they are dirty, and coming to the realization that boys were made from dirt and they're for the dirt. I can be super particular and OCD, and I just have to let that go.
That's to just stop and to take a deep breath and respond and pray for that grace and pray for that patience. That's been super challenging.
Is staring at your faults directly in the face, in the eyes of your child. They are the representation of all of the best parts of you, but also all of the really hard, indigestible parts.
Has been trying not to compare myself to other moms. We're all doing our best, and we have to do what's right for our own children, even if it's not what everyone else is doing.
It's been just letting go, just being able to let her go make mistakes on her own. I constantly want to hold her hand, make sure she's okay, and I know I can't do that for everything, and that's hard for me. And more she's wanting to do things on her own. She tells me I can do it, and you want her to do it on her own, but for me that's hard to let some of those little things go that you've always done for them. You've always tied their shoes for them. stuff like that. And she's wanting to tie her own shoes, and she doesn't need me for that anymore. And just letting her go make mistakes and learn on her own. And I think that's going to get harder as she gets older for me.
The most rewarding thing of motherhood is just having two little boys who run up and throw their arms around my neck and tell me they love me, and they love me in spite of the mistakes I make, and they love me in spite of the things that I find negative about myself.
Watching your kids experience everything for the first time with those, and seeing my life afresh with childlike eyes, it just brings me so much more joy to see how my kids are experiencing something that almost feels so mundane now, and to watch them transform into their own little humans with their own thoughts and their own quirks. And it is the most magical experience to know.
My most favorite thing about motherhood is that she's really my best friend. I don't know if that's sad or good. She loves just hanging out. She loves hanging out with me. She wants to do everything that I do. She's so snuggly and affectionate. She knows when I'm like sad, and she'll hug me and kiss me, and she's just my best friend, and I love hanging out with her. She's just fun. She likes to shop and get her toes done, and she'll go anywhere with me if I ask her, and it's not a hassle, and it's just the best thing.
I have the opportunity that we created that our great God, first of all, created her, but that I was able to carry her, and that is she is this gorgeous little girl in front of me that I love so much. Just seeing her every day is what I love about it.
It's changed my life is what it has. I used to think that I had to have everything together, that all my ducks had to be in the row, everything had to be perfect, and motherhood has changed my outlook. I don't have to know it all. I don't have to have all the answers. I don't have all the answers, so I can't have them. I can't know them. So I have to just give myself a little bit more grace. I'm a little bit more compassionate. I'm a little less hard on myself. And motherhood has completely changed my life.
The winter after I had the twins, I was about 8 months postpartum, and Chris and I got away on it was going to be a 2-night adventure to the slopes, and I got on my snowboard and I just couldn't do it. I don't know if it was a matter of the C-section or what, but what I really think it is I think so much more implicationally about what happens to Max and Lorelai, what happens to our twins if something happens to me.
And it's just caused me, I think, to slow down a little bit. I tend to be a very fast-paced person, and having these little people around will automatically force me to just slow my pace.
How has it not changed me? I have been so wrecked by motherhood, and in the most wonderful way possible, because motherhood, as trying as it is, has shaped me into a whole new being, into a whole new person that has more grace and more patience and is more thoughtful. And on my own, even if it were just me and my husband, it wouldn't have happened that rapidly.
It's really hard to say specifically how it's changed me, but if you knew me 6 years ago,
you'd know that I'm not the same person. I think I see more joy in the world. I have a stronger faith. I have 2 incredible human beings that I have to be in charge of every day. I didn't have that before. Motherhood is just exactly what I was meant to be doing. And now that I am a mother, I know that without a doubt, this is my favorite thing about this life I was given.